Hey, what's going on? Oh, trying something new today, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I went through Reddit, found some pretty decent posts, and see what the hell happens. Category is people who discover, well, it's and go ask Reddit. People who discovered a deal breaker part way through a date. What was the rest of the date like? This guy says, well, she says, he spent the entirety of our first date telling me how he overcame his addiction to prostitutes, how much money he spent on them, how many he had, and in details, his last encounter, which was only a few months prior. I mean, you don't say this shit on the first date. You just, there's some shit you keep to yourself, and I think this is definitely one of them. It's just a little TMI. All right. Again, first date, immediate red flag when she told me she had no money, and then she ordered the most expensive beer on the list. Halfway through the date, she said she came from her ex-boyfriend's house. But don't worry, it's not like I sucked his dick or anything. He finished his drink, excused himself to the bathroom. He tracked down the waitress, paid for the drinks, and when he went back to the table, he told her, "I don't think this is going to work out," and he left. And someone commented, she definitely sucked his dick. Oh, man. Some of them are real pieces of fucking work. Let's see. Deal breaker. First date from Tinder, went for drinks at a hotel bar. When we were ordering drinks, she said to the bartender, "You can serve the restaurant menu here, right? I'll have the, obviously, lobster or steak or whatever the hell she ordered here at the bar." And then that was there's no second date, red flag. The plan was dinner. It was a drink. Originally, she suggested an expensive restaurant, which he said, "Let's just have a drink the first time." When ordering, she didn't ask or chat. She simply demanded, very entitled. Clearly, it was just a foodie call. Basically, she just wanted a free fucking meal. The "I'm leaving now" red flag was that she got on the phone and texted for a while, and then she said, "Oh, my friends are coming to meet us. Let's order some more appetizers and a bottle." That was when I said the plan was for some drinks to get to know each other, not be the wallet for your friends' night out. I'll cover the drinks, have fun with your friends, and left to pay my part of the bill. She tried putting on a little puppy dog act. "Oh, but when we were having such a wonderful time, stay around, it'll be fun." But when I was clearly done and didn't fall for it, wasn't upset at all and said bye. Went back, and then she just went back to texting. So what was that? She tried a little puppy dog act of, "Oh, but we were having such a wonderful time. Stay around, it'll be fun." But when I was clearly done and didn't fall for it, wasn't upset at all and said bye, and she just went back to texting. Basically, she tried a group foodie call and certainly acted like it was. She certainly acted like it wasn't the first time. Let's see. Deal breaker. Once this date explicitly told me after I ordered my first drink that I wouldn't pay for my drinks unless I went home and sleep with him afterwards. She didn't drink any of her drink, immediately went to the bathroom, and she passed him on the way out. Went up to him and told him she was leaving. He then proceeded to try to walk her out to the car. And someone commented, "You seem to have confused me with an extremely cheap prostitute." Yeah, that takes kind of balls. You don't say, "Listen, I'm going to get you a drink, but then you're going to fuck me." It doesn't work that way. You have to be a little nice to him, talk to him, get a feel. You just can't blurt out shit like that. It's ridiculous. You're right. She's not a fucking prostitute. It's just crazy, the balls on some people. I mean, guys shouldn't be forced to pay for shit. But then again, women shouldn't be, she really shouldn't have been propositioned like that. Kind of fucked up. Let's see. Deal breaker. First date, we met up to play pool at a local joint. We had a couple conversations prior to this, and there were no red flags. To be clear, we did not meet on Fet Life, I guess that's Fetish Life, nor did either of us have any kink information in our bios. We did meet on a dating app. He arrives and immediately goes to some non-consensual sub-dom roleplay where he was the sub and expected me to partake in his mommy dom. I told him to sit and wait like a good boy till I came back from taking a smoke break and just bailed and blocked him. I wonder how long he waited. I am 100% not kink shaming anyone, but that is not how you go about that kind of thing. And then someone commented, some say he's still waiting to this day. Deal breaker. Didn't even get to the restaurant before he closed all the windows, locked them, ripped ass, which is fart, I guess. Worse than I ever heard before. I got out of the car at a red light and called my sister to pick me up. What the fuck was the dude thinking? He rolled up all the windows and just blasted a fart. I guess he didn't like her or something. I mean, shit, you just hold it at least till she gets out, or cover it up with a slamming door or something. Dude's a fucking pig. Oh, people are so fucked up. Let's see. We matched on a dating app. He kept messaging me persistently, but he seemed like a nice guy. So he picked me up and took me to a decent sushi place. The actual dinner part went fine, aside from him being very nervous and visibly sweating. As he drove me home, he continually asked if he can come up to my room with me and literally professed his love for me. By the time we got back to my building, I was ready to book it as fast as possible into the entrance door, which would lock behind me and he would be unable to enter without a key. This dude was literally screaming, "I love you. Please let me in," as I politely but quickly went inside. He was blocked immediately. Man, that's pretty fucked up. That's kind of a psychopath type. Falling in love with somebody on the first fucking date. I mean, even if you do like them a whole lot, you don't scream, I love you, and profess it outside their fucking door. That kind of freaks them out. Let's see. Another deal breaker. Went on a casual date in a park with a guy. I had never met him before. Everything was going fine, but he suddenly stopped me, looked at me all wide-eyed and said, "I'm going to shit my pants." Well, they walked to a Starbucks so we could take a shit. She sat there for about 20 minutes until he snatched her a photo of him from the bathroom sitting on the toilet, the kind of side top angle where she could see his ass cheeks and balls and everything. She called her father to drive her home. Yeah, you know, some people, I mean, I don't think anybody would normally do that. That's like really fucked up and disgusting. You don't take a picture of your shit and send it to your date. You don't do that. You don't do that to your fucking wife. Let's see, deal breaker. Went to Applebee's. She requested it because that's where her baby daddy worked. Mind you, I had no idea she had kids or that he worked there. We go in. She asked to be seated at the bar. We sit. We order. Everything seems great. Good conversation. Then what the fuck are you doing here, Diamond? I know you're doing this shit to piss me off. Then they begin to argue fairly loudly by the bar until his manager came out and told them to take it out back. She just went with him as if I wasn't there. After a minute, I asked the bartender for the tab and for both meals to be wrapped up. He paid, he grabbed the meals, and he split. So he took both meals. He paid for hers, took them both, and get the fuck out of there. One and only time I agreed to go out with a coworker, and man, did I learn that lesson the hard way on Monday. So I guess he goes into this place. She sees her boyfriend working at the counter or restaurant, and she starts arguing with him, and they go out back. Why would she suggest to go to a place? I guess she was going there to piss him off or make him jealous or something. You don't normally take a date to where your baby daddy works. It's fucking crazy. Let's see, another deal breaker. When she realized she realized it with me. We were not even halfway through. We didn't even get the appetizers out. And she looks at me dead in the face and says, "This isn't going to work out." I'm just sitting there in disbelief. I ask her why. She says that I'm too nerdy. Mind you, the most nerdy thing I told her I do is read books. That's it. I didn't even tell her what kind of books, what I am reading, what I like. Nothing. It was so fucking frigging weird. Then we get the bill and she expects him to pay for the whole thing. Nope. I mean, at least pretend to like him until he pays the bill. She's pretty stupid, dull. That's just fucked up. Okay, another deal breaker. On the way to the restaurant, girl asked me how much money I made and made a comment about the 4Runner he had at the time. It was his second car. I don't know why he has to mention that. And I've been kayaking earlier that day. Again, who gives a fuck if you've been kayaking, okay? She said, "I just want to make sure I'm not wasting my time." Well, they get to the restaurant. He hands the valet a 20 and said, "Hand that to her and tell her to call an Uber for herself." He helped her out of the car and he took off. I always heard to watch out for somebody so intently focused on something as income on a first date. Never thought it'd happen so shamelessly on the ride to dinner. Saved me a lot of time and money, though, I'm certain. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I mean, I can understand you wanting a guy that has a job or, you know, decent security or whatever. But you get to know somebody first. You try to know the person. You don't know their bank account and their wallet. That's just a gold digging bitch right there. He did the right thing. $20, and I don't even know why he spent $20. You just said, God, let her get out of the car and taken off. Nice enough to give her $20, I guess. Okay, another deal breaker on a date. Very beginning of our second date, I held the door open for him because I lived there. I arrived there first, and he made a noise like a dying penguin. I had no idea what to do with that. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. A dying penguin. How the hell does she know what a dying penguin sounds like? Does anybody know what a fucking dying penguin? Still weird, though. Okay. Another deal, but basic incel crap. Told me he wanted his woman to provide 50-50, but wouldn't do any of the housework, emotional labor, or childcare because that's a woman's job, and he wished it was back in the 60s. I told him that she shouldn't have a job. I told him that she shouldn't have a job since that wasn't a thing, and he lost it and said that I was a misandrist, I don't know that word, and a gold digger. Said, good to know, got up and left just as our food arrived. He asked where I was going, and I said, I'm not wasting my time with a guy who wants a mommy to fuck. I wasn't going to sit through a meal with that lunatic. Got Wendy's on my way home and filled that large Coke with rum. Yeah, I mean, sounds about right. You don't lay all that shit out at the fucking very first date, you know? Again, get to know somebody first. Then if you have these hang-ups or want her to chip in or whatever, then you start mentioning shit like that. You don't just dump all your shit on somebody right off the bat. It's kind of weird. Let's see. Went on a date with a girl that was a vegetarian. She knew I ate meat, no issues. We talked about it beforehand. Her meal comes, looks good, smells good. My meal comes, looks good, smells good. She starts going off on how the smell of a dead animal is making her violently sick, and it's charred flesh, and it makes her think of Nazi burn pits, etc., etc. Oh boy. I flagged the waiter, asked for a box and a split bill. She is shocked that I just ditch her like that and leave her hanging. I package up my food nicely, pay for my end, and leave, all while hearing her bemoan how eating meat makes someone aggressive, violent, hateful, etc., 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 and I'm being called every name under the sun, and several tables are looking at her like she's been in need of meds for a long time. Yeah, I don't know what it is with these fucking vegetarians or vegans or whatever, that they're just so judgmental and pick on you or whatever. Especially, she knew in advance the dude ate meat. I mean, some people do. I mean, I don't get it why they have to be so fucking judgmental. It's don't want to eat meat, fine. Just eat your fucking vegetables, your twigs, your sticks, your berries, whatever the fuck you eat. But you don't have to bust balls on people. You know, we're born with teeth for a reason. It's to chew shit. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get why they're so fucking judgmental all the time. Let's see. Another deal breaker on a first date. Went out with a girl I got to know online for dinner. She told me that she just got out of prison for falsely claiming that her ex-boyfriend raped her. She admitted to me that it did not happen, but she just wanted revenge on him for breaking up with her. Oh, boy. I made sure at no point in time I was sitting close to her and ensured we remained in public view. Got her into a cab at the taxi stand where the CCTV, closed caption TV or something, whatever. That's over the pond, I guess, to show that I left in another cab, which was much, much, much later. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. I mean, she's faked being raped and got a guy locked up or whatever. Oh, she got caught for faking it. Really fucked up. This is why guys are so fucking afraid to make the first move or even go out on the date with women, because it's just this Me Too shit freaked us out. You don't want any part of this crap. It's fucking crazy what they do. Let's see. Girl put her cigarette out on a tree frog. Oh my God. I imagine immediately turned around and left without saying a word. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Why would she just, frogs are so harmless and nice, and this sick chick just put out her cigarette butt on a tree frog? Fucking psycho. Imagine what she's gonna do to him later on if he keeps dating her. Let's see. Girl I was dating was making nachos. Oh, wait. Okay. What was your, it's changed now. This is what was your I'm dating married to a fucking idiot moment. Girl I was dating was making nachos and shredding cheese. She cuts herself and blood gets on the cheese and the shredder. As she gets a Band-Aid, he picks up the cheese, and as he's throwing it away, she freaks out. Now, I may have AIDS. He's like, what? She's hard freaking out that I just got exposed to AIDS and I need to get medical attention. After talking, it turns out she thought AIDS was everywhere, like blood outside the body could just magically get it. Her stupidity was a relief that night. Yeah, if she's that fucking dumb, I don't think you want to be dating her. That's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, just because you bleed does not automatically make AIDS and spread it all over the fucking place or whatever. Just fucking psycho bitch. Let's see, another I'm dating married to a fucking idiot moment. Let's see, we served in the U.S. Peace Corps together in Uganda. One day it was really sunny out, like we live within 50 miles of the equator, sunny. She says, the moon is going to be really bright tonight. He asked what she meant. And she said, since it's so sunny, the moon is absorbing all the light and will illuminate brighter when it's dark. We argued about this and ended up talking to her mother on the phone. She confirmed her daughter's hypothesis. So this chick thinks that if it's a bright sun, the moon will suck up all that sunlight and shine bright the next fucking night. I mean, I don't think the sun shines any brighter. I mean, I guess clouds could block it a little bit, but I don't really think that has anything to do with the moon's brightness. I think the moon, it reflects the sunlight, but when it's on the other side, the moon rises here, it's nighttime, and the moon's always up, but you can't see it till nighttime, and the sun reflects into the moon, but she thinks it absorbs all the light. Okay. Let's see. Married to a dumb fucking idiot moment. My partner was grunting and moaning at the bin. He said, we need new bin bags. The ones we bought don't bloody fit. She went over to see what was going on. He had a small roll of black, tiny dog shit bag in his hand with one unopened up trying to work why it wouldn't fit on the bin, the trash can. There were bin bags. He just took the wrong roll, and instead of realizing it, he tried to get a tiny little dog shit bag onto a huge garbage bag. I mean, that's incredibly fucking stupid. I don't even know what to say. He's just absolute fucking idiot. You can pretty much see the size immediately. They don't stretch like that. Another fucking idiot moment. My now ex-husband legitimately thought that having a hysterectomy meant that your vagina was removed. Oh my. I learned this when he asked me how women who had a hysterectomy were able to pee. Further discussion led to the realization that he thought that a hysterectomy resulted in having a nice smooth Barbie bump down there. So he literally thought that a hysterectomy meant they take off the woman's vagina and they just sew it up and that's it. Everything closed. Oh, man, some people are absolute fucking idiots. Hysterectomy is like when they take out their ovaries and the uterus and all the lady parts. And they leave the vagina, by the way. All that shit still works. Let's see. What was your dating married to a fucking idiot moment? My wife went to the store to get cilantro for a taco. She came back with parsley. Easy mistake. They look similar if you don't look close enough. I told her she bought parsley. She was convinced it was cilantro. I had her taste it. I showed her the tag on the bundle that said parsley. She reluctantly went back to the store to get cilantro. She came home with another bag of parsley. I love this woman, but the moment I was questioning everything about her problem-solving skills, the good news is she never brought parsley home again. And then this person commented, one day I was making butter chicken curry, which my ex loved, and in the middle of cooking realized I was out of yogurt. Sent him to the store to get some yogurt. He came back with blueberry flavored. Yogurt, it doesn't work that way. When you're using yogurt for a recipe, you use plain yogurt. I mean, everybody's not a cook, so I guess not everybody knows that. And if you do get blueberry yogurt, I guess you could scoop the regular yogurt off the top before you stir it up, and the blueberries are usually on the bottom. Not all the time, but okay. Not huge stupidity, but okay. Women like to complain sometimes. Let's see. I'm dating married to a fucking idiot moment. My husband was feeling unwell and began Googling his symptoms. After a while of silence, he suddenly turns to me in a panic and says, I think I have preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is what women, not all women, some women get. It's like a disorder when their blood pressure gets really high and it's very unsafe for her and the baby, and they usually got to get an emergency C-section. So he's a man, he's got balls, you don't have preeclampsia. And then another woman comments, okay, I'll be honest with Med. When Med Ebdi first was a thing, I, female 35, immediately jumped on it and put in any and all my symptoms. Well, we all know they always give you the worst case scenario, and it did. It said I might have testicular cancer. She called her parents crying. They said I was a waste of a private school education, and they hung up on her. Now look, in my only defense, my older brother had gynecomastia. I guess that's when the guys have tits, right? They have man boobs, moobs. So in my head, I figured if my brother was born with tits, then maybe it was possible I was born with balls stuck inside me. Yeah, she's pretty fucking stupid. It just doesn't work that way. Okay. Another dating married to a fucking idiot moment. She dated a guy in college who visited her in her rural hometown and asked what animals in the neighborhood field were. She said cows. In a you must be shitting me level of disbelief. He proceeded to tell me that they can't be cows because cows are black and white and these animals are all brown. I had to pull up Google to prove to him that brown cows existed. I could maybe understand if he'd been from a city that he told me, but he told me he was from a rural suburb, not a city, so I guess he was just an idiot. Yeah, the cows that are black and white and spotted are Jersey cows, but cows come in all fucking shapes and colors. It's not that. And then someone commented, how long until he figured out that brown cows make chocolate milk? Okay. Let's see. My boyfriend refused to eat basil. I had bought from the grocery store because it was a full plant. I was keeping it outside, and he insisted that he would not eat dirty food. I asked him what he thought farmers kept. I asked him where he thought farmers kept produce, and he said that they had special areas for food to grow, and that was sterilized. But my plant was not food grade. She just looked at him with a dumbfounded look. She didn't know how to respond. Yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid. All plants grow outside in dirt, and they get washed off and you eat them. That's pretty much it. When we were moving, my ex-wife asked me who we needed to contact to change our email address. Okay, that's pretty fucking stupid. Your email address goes wherever you go. You don't need to change it. Maybe your house address. He edited it and said, thanks for the responses and upvotes. Promise this isn't a bad attempt at a joke. This really happened when we moved to a new house in the same region of our state. We both had been using Hotmail at the time, which made this funnier. Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid. You know, your email goes wherever you go when you move. You don't need to change a forwarding address for your email. Let's see. My husband thought people whistled when they set off fireworks. He didn't realize that fireworks themselves whistles. Though that was one of his more harmless stupidities. Yeah, that's just beyond stupid. You mean, people light up fireworks with the whistling, and he thought people made that fucking noise. It's just absolutely moron. That's beyond moron. On a camping trip, she was worried about parking the car on the grass because she thought the grass was going to grow, puncturing and flattening the tires. Yeah, that doesn't happen. I mean, maybe a tree in years would grow and possibly puncture the tire. The tires would probably dry rot. And first of all, shit can't grow under a tire because there's no fucking sunlight. But grass dies if you leave a car on it for like a day. But I guess years a tree could possibly grow and puncture the tires. But again, they'd be dry rotted before. It's just stupid. There was a girl that kept faxing the same document over and over. Eventually, the recipient called to beg her to stop, but it keeps failing, and she said that the document keeps coming back out. All right, with a fax machine, most people use email now. Fax machines are kind of archaic and antique, but back in the day, fax machine, you take a piece of paper, you stick it in the fax machine, and the paper would come back out, and the person on the other line would get like a copy of what you just sent them, but you'd keep the original copy. And this idiot kept sticking it in, and it kept coming back, it kept sending it and coming back out, and this idiot woman thought that it wasn't being sent because she kept getting the copy. She thought the copy would magically go through the wires to the other person. And the person called up freaking out. Oh my God, they're sending me 1,000 faxes. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely stupid, but I don't know if she just didn't know fax machine. I mean, I don't even think do they make fax machines anymore? I have no fucking idea. Let's see. Married, dating a fucking idiot. My wife was commenting on a man who we knew dated a lot of women. One day she saw him with his kid, and she said, I bet he doesn't even know who the mother is. You kind of always know who the mother is. I mean, the baby comes out of the mother, so pretty much he can fuck as many women as he wants, and if he's with the kid, he knows who mommy is. That's just pretty stupid. My husband was convinced that bees and wasps are the same thing, just at different times of the year. He thought bees grew up into wasps during the summer. I love him, but how? Yeah, that's really fucking stupid. They're two completely separate insects. A bee is a bee, a wasp is a fucking wasp. They're not like butterflies. They don't metamorphosize into something else. Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid. Again, I'm dating, married to a fucking idiot. All right, I love my girlfriend to the moon and back, but she thought if she got a tattoo, her baby would come out with the same tattoo and the same spot. And she got it. Yeah, no. Tattoo is just fucking on you. It doesn't come out on your fucking baby. Look at the baby. Holy shit. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a good one.